Well, it's Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. The market over here on the Western Front closed a little bit early, and there didn't seem to be a whole lot of news to report. But across the ocean, there's a little bit of news. We're talking about the land of the giants. I know a little bit about being giant. This isn't just any land of giants. We're talking about over in Japan, where they know all about Godzilla and they know all about having giant corporations. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. See, we heard earlier this week that Uber had a bit of a security breach last year to the tune of about 57 million accounts. That doesn't seem to be stymieing SoftBank's potential investment in Uber that's supposed to be going forward as early as next week. SoftBank is the telecommunications giant from over in Japan. Another giant. That's 3 giants in this video already. They own 80% of Sprint. They were in the process of purchasing T-Mobile from Deutsche Telekom, which fell through a little while ago, but it seems like despite the breach over at Uber, who are yet to go public themselves, SoftBank is all in on trying to get invested on what they see, I guess, as being a very good platform for what is going to be the potential for how you and I get around at a much cheaper rate than paying for a cab or something like that. Again, they really need to hone in on how they're going to get this insurance thing worked out and how we're all going to feel like we're safe inside of a vehicle that maybe isn't being maintained to the standards that a cab or a bus or something else might be maintained by the city or the state or the province or wherever you happen to reside. That doesn't seem to be stopping SoftBank, though. They're going to go ahead with a $1 to $1.25 billion direct investment into Uber. Now, we're going to hear about this next week early, apparently. There's going to be some formal tenders that go on. As of right now, this is all still up in the air, but we imagine this is going to go through as the news keeps trickling out, and SoftBank has not been pumping the brakes on this at all. So $1 to $1.25 billion of a direct investment, and then also up to 17% of purchases of shares that are already out there from shareholders. So SoftBank's making a really large investment in Uber. I mean, this isn't some small little part they're getting. They're really trying to get in on this, and they're going to be in there making some serious decisions. They're a giant company. They know what they're doing, and they know how to run a company. Now, there's going to be a whole lot of logistics that they have to cover. Like we said, insurance-wise, safety-wise, they're definitely going to be jumping through a lot of hoops. And we know that Uber's been having a lot of trouble getting regulated in a whole lot of countries, a whole lot of cities. They've been having issues, let's just say. And they've got a lot of competition on the forefront as well. Competition from Lyft. There's other companies out there that are starting up, but Uber's still the big one on the block. They got about a $68 billion valuation at the moment. They say that this is not going to change that valuation whatsoever. It's going to keep it about the same way. Now, the price of these shares that SoftBank are going to be purchasing, up to 17% of these shares, the price has not been announced yet, and people are wondering if those 57 million breached accounts might affect the price a little bit. We're not entirely sure because, again, the formal offer has not been tendered yet. Investors are going to get 20 days to respond to this. I would imagine with a company like Uber and being private, wanting to go public, take their company IPO and see what they could do on the open market, being tethered together with a company like SoftBank that has a lot of experience, is a very well-respected and well-run company, could do nothing but help them. It's just a matter of how this all plays out in the long run with a lot of the logistics, like we said. We really want SoftBank and SoftBank's shareholders to make sure that they feel comfortable with this, way more so than Uber, because Uber is something that it's going to take a company like SoftBank, I think, coming in and really fixing the nuts and bolts of things to really get regulators to back off, because that's really the problem that Uber's been encountering on the open market all internationally, right? Like, it has been nothing but problems and roadblocks, no pun intended, that they've been issued. And I would imagine a company like SoftBank could probably ease a lot of the concerns out there in the marketplace, and they could probably find a good workaround to make sure that this is a viable sort of a company going forward. So making a direct investment of over $1 billion, and on top of that 17% of shares, or upwards of 17% of shares, would really put SoftBank in the driver's seat. No pun intended again. Lots of driving puns in this video, but we're gonna have to wait till next week to find out just how this ends up playing out. I'm Cody from Wall Street Breakdown. If you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, thumbs up for this video, thumbs up for all videos, thumbs up for you guys. We love you guys. And comments. We want to know what you guys think about this. Are you shareholders in SoftBank? Do you own shares in Sprint? That basically makes you a shareholder of SoftBank. Do you use Uber? Have you used Uber before or any of their competitors? In the comments section is where we want to hear from you. That's the only way that we're going to get a dialogue going so that we know exactly what you guys out there that have your money invested in these type of companies or have used these companies before think about this kind of stuff. On top of that, we want you guys to have an outstanding weekend.